Attention crypto savages, we are diverting course from destination moon to destination zoom 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 and entering an entirely new star system. In this webisode, I'm going to be breaking down my exact targets for Bitcoin to look for in the short term and Ethereum as well this week, because I think this week Ethereum is just getting started. And guys, if you don't have a fresh towel on hand, I highly recommend not yet checking your portfolio, because these massive gainers are only the beginning. And if you're looking for some extra fuel for your turbo boosters, look no further, because we're about to give you a gold shower of knowledge. I'm thinking I'm back. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, Bobby Blastoff, and remember to keep your tummies and toes inside the rocket boosters at all time, because things are about to get absolutely disgusting. Guys, as most of you know, we've been telling you for the past 3 or 4 weeks to get your Ethereum turbo boosters ready. Put on a fresh pair of Pampers, because this is gonna blow your mind. Zippity doo dah, let's do this. Welcome back, you absolute savages. I'm your host, Charlie Chalupa. We're here to crunch, we're here to munch, and most importantly, we are here because our turbo boosters are set to maximum overdrive. And guys, once the juice is loose, let's just say it's pretty hard to get that juice back in the bottle. And in this video, we're going to be taking a deep dive into Bitcoin's price, Ethereum's price, and some other huge pieces of news, guys. So if you're new to the channel, as always, make sure to hit that like, make sure to subscribe. If you love a piggy bank with absolutely thick cheeks, make sure to turn on those post notifications so you get updated for these time-sensitive, critical information videos. Goo gajoob. Guys, so I want to actually start off this video talking about yet another updated price prediction from none other than Gugu Guggenheim themselves. Let's play this clip first. Something we talked about a little bit yesterday towards the end of that video here. Gugu Guggenheim here saying Bitcoin should be worth 400,000, and then, as I'm sure you're already familiar with over the last week, they're basically saying, you know, maybe there is not enough institutional support for Bitcoin to hold 30K, combined with, I believe they had another projection that Bitcoin could go down to about 20K here. Yeah, the CIO expecting Bitcoin to drop to 20K, and this was posted about 8 days ago. So as you can see, yet another clear reversal in Gugu Guggenheim's price predictions for Bitcoin, now increasing an extra $200,000 per Bitcoin up to $600,000 for Bitcoin, guys. So again, maybe now they've stuffed their piggy banks to the brim and they're ready for blast off as well. I will tell you one thing, I do not want to be somebody standing on the ground when our rocket boosters are thrusting through the stratosphere. And as well, another critical piece of information here, basically that if you think you're late, well, think again, because crypto institutions are still at the early stage of Bitcoin adoption. Okay, MicroStrategy was the first big fish, the first big whale. And guys, this is just the beginning. So in addition to Marathon, BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager by virtue of assets under management, has stated in its new filings to the US SEC that Bitcoin derivatives now could be a part of the investment schemes of 2 of its associate funds, BlackRock Global Allocation Fund, Inc., and BlackRock Funds. This is bound to set a precedent for other large asset management companies such as Vanguard, UBS, State Street Advisors, etc. to enter into the domain of crypto investments. And guys, publicly traded companies now hold over $3.6 billion worth of Bitcoin, which is a 400% increase within the last 12 months. In 2019, these companies barely had 20,000 Bitcoin in their portfolios, but now that number is more than 5x to over 100,000 Bitcoin, with the biggest holders being MicroStrategy, Galaxy Digital, and Marathon Patent Group. Institutions are now getting involved in the Bitcoin market, as some are expecting Bitcoin to become a digital alternative to gold. Now, if that doesn't send shivers up and down your spladoosh, I don't know what would. And so guys, let's actually start off this video with Ethereum, which as I'm recording is right at its all-time high, 1640, absolutely wild. Ethereum is in the middle of a breakout, and this is something we've been talking about for weeks now. I'm extremely excited about it because, yes, you guessed it, I do have a large portion of Ethereum. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Chainlink occupy roughly probably like 70 to 80% of my entire portfolio. I might even be a little bit more than that. And guys, the most interesting and groundbreaking of all of this is on the ETH BTC pair. This is the ETH USD pair where we're getting this breakout. But the bigger breakout, which is going to play out over, you know, a slightly longer period of time, I personally think like over the next few months, the Ethereum pairing with Bitcoin here, Ethereum I think is going to gain a lot of momentum, and you see this 4-year symmetrical triangle just absolutely on the bust. Quick update with the DXY continuing to rally here, guys, and again, this is absolutely wild because usually we don't expect Bitcoin to rally if the DXY is rallying. It's currently testing a very critical level of resistance and support. Ultimately, as we talked about yesterday, we could see the DXY rally quite a little bit more, up to about 92.6, 92.7. However, Bitcoin is doing very well right now. And all of that being said, as I mentioned, Chainlink is one of my biggest holds, and you see it performing very well as well. So I guess you could say my piggy bank is looking pretty attractive. So guys, as we mentioned, the weekly chart for Bitcoin looking absolutely beautiful, absolutely very strong bounce on these longer term charts, exactly where anyone bullish on this space would expect. If we go to the 1 hour chart, something interesting is happening. Now, I've had these fib levels on this chart for weeks, right? And anybody watching these videos can attest to that. And if you don't believe me, good thing there's literally documented videos every single day on this channel. So go back and take a look. But we are facing one of our key critical fib levels right around 37.3, 37.2, 38.5 I think is going to be a pretty next big level. 38.5 to 39, right under 40K, and that lines up with two of our fib levels on the 1 and 4 hour chart for Bitcoin. But you can see the biggest thing that we've seen over the last 48 hours is breaking through the critical crunch zone. You can see 35.5 to 34.5 is what I said. If we break 35.5, then I'll get bullish. All right, I've been saying that for weeks because the only time we breached into this critical crunch zone, except for the Elon pump, was about 2 weeks ago. So the Elon pump was the only time we did that in the last 2 weeks. And as you can see, we came up to the top here, we got rejected, found support at the very bottom, and that enabled us to absolutely blast past. However, you saw we did get that retest, like we might be looking for Ethereum as well. And then you can see after that, it's been straight up to 37 roughly. That was a key fib level, back down, and we cemented the critical crunch zone yet again as support, okay? Ultimate confirmation there. And that enabled us to break into our next fib level here. So the levels I'm looking for in the short term are breaking 37,300, 37,000 even, okay? You can just round down a little bit, okay? None of these numbers are ever like exact to the dollar, right? These are all just ranges, right? A couple $100 ranges. So from 37,000, 37,300. And then if you go to this chart, I think my next big level of resistance is going to come in right around 38,500. And guys, that also lines up with our daily chart, which is the most important chart, I believe. And that actually would be right around 38,500. So breaking 38,500, I think will give us enough juice to 100% attempt 40K and then all-time highs after that. So I personally think that we're very close to being bullish for Bitcoin. However, you do have to keep those targets in mind before we get too bullish. First, breaking like 37,300 and getting some significant closes there. But then ultimately, I think 38,500 is going to be the target to watch. Because if we get up to there, that's going to be the next big critical crunch zone. 34.5 to 35.5 was the previous critical crunch zone. Now we moved on to 38.5. Clearly after that, the giant round number of 40K, and then after that, all-time highs right around 42,000 are the two next big levels to watch after 38.5. And that's without mentioning we're also in the middle of a breakout for Bitcoin. So things could get very strong very fast. So we're going to keep watching this. Bitcoin has some very strong momentum. And at this point, I think it's heavily based on fundamentals. Remember, Michael Saylor is having his virtual conferences as I speak. Tomorrow, they're going to continue as well. But yeah, we talked about those institutions at the beginning of the video. Well, what's happening today and tomorrow is most likely going to pump those numbers up to astronomical levels. And guys, do I believe that Ethereum could be heading up to about 1,800, even to that $2,000 target over the next week, week and a half? Absolutely. I think it could happen sooner than later. In fact, Ethereum is rocketing up today. I would not be scared. I would advise you to, be relaxed if we do end up getting a throwback, because that does happen very often with some of these patterns. In fact, it's exactly what we saw with Bitcoin just recently, right? We break out of it. You see us come back down and ride this line for a few days, and now we're actually on the up and up again. So again, don't panic, but I personally think Ethereum is very likely going to be breaking 2K, or at least touching on 2K within the next few days. Also guys, make sure to hit that like, make sure to hit that subscribe, make sure to follow me on my socials, my Twitter, my Instagram, and guys, if you're interested in trading, make sure to take advantage of our $620 Bybit deposit bonus below, limited time only. You can trade Ethereum, you can trade Bybit. Remember, experienced traders only, and also if you want to support the channel.